Hi everybody. Um, I decided to go ahead and do a live since I haven't done one in a little while. Um, just to remind people not to give up on God. Things may look and probably will look worse than they are for a little while, but victories already belong to the Most High. So don't listen to everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see in life, especially on social media and the news. There's powers and people in authority have the means to manipulate certain things that we see, hear, and what they want us to believe to be able to control. I don't want to say the narrative because it's multiple people. So it's like right now they're in competition with each other and like they're working together in such a way to get to a place where they, but they're still competing against each other. It's kind of hard to explain, but the enemy is the author of confusion. Devil is the author of confusion. So, with that said, but so they're they tell us, what they want to tell us, and show us what they want us to see, but they don't show us the whole picture. But they have to tell us some things, um, and usually most of it we find out late, you know. Um, but that's so that way they can stay in control and do whatever they got to do to keep that control before we find information out to take control, have control over our life, our narrative. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want that to happen because they want to have control over us. And the more each individual party have control over a certain amount of people, whoever has the most control is basically considered more powerful, So, um, with that said, um, I would say don't lean to your own understanding, but lean to God's. And if you don't believe in God, then I pray that you believe in a higher power other than yourself, because you can only control so much. Um, also, um, just because I'm not on social media that often, um, especially as of late and for the future, everything isn't for everybody. I know you can find your niche here and there and everything, but considering the fact that with me being monitored, privately and publicly, uh, I am not limited, but I am limiting what I do as far as what people are seeing. So I'm not, I'm keeping the ball in my court basically. And like the enemy can give an illusion of, if they don't can't control you, they'll try to give an illusion that you are being controlled. So I'm very rebellious in that area as far as people controlling me. I've always been and I always will, because my faith is with God. I trust and believe God with everything. Don't even question Him. I don't even ask why, because my faith is that strong. Um, Therefore, I have no desires of being controlled by any man on earth. Um, I will not take orders, but I will follow orders. Um, I mean, yeah, I follow orders, but I don't take orders. I know how to follow orders, but I don't take orders. And I'm not following everybody's order because I'm not a follower, a true follower. You understand what I'm saying? So there's only certain things that I will follow, but I'm not a true follower of anybody. So therefore, um, I really don't um, believe that it's too much like uh, I don't know. It feels too much like you're enslaving yourself to a certain person or something like that, or idolatry or something like that, or occultism, whatever it's called. But yes, I'm quite the opposite of that. Um, I guess today I don't have a whole lot to say. I pretty much said what I was going to say. I'm still trying to figure out this situation, the living situation, because it's so crazy. And I didn't think that I kind of expected better and expected more, considered seeing with women, or girls, you know, um, that are trying to be women. But everybody, we all have to grow. You know what I'm saying? I've been young before, so I get it. People need room and space and time to grow and stuff like that. But that does not mean I have to like it or take it or accept it. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm my own whole person, um, and to each his own. But my personal space is my personal space, and my peace is something that I'm willing to fight for. That's for sure. Okay. Um, let's see. I say if you're going to stand for something that is worth fighting for. Stand for something that's going to without stand everything in the end. When at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the years, at the end of life, stand for something that's going to be everlasting. Stand for something genuine, authentic, real. Um, stand for something that's strong and that's a leader. Stand for something that's higher than yourself. Stand for something that's higher than everybody else and everything else. Stand for something that benefits you, everyone else around you, mankind, the world, the earth, cosmos, um, and beyond. Let's just put it like that. Um, Stands for something because you believe that it's worth standing for. Don't stand for things just because the next person is doing it, because you might be standing for something for the next reason. And like another reason why I'm not a follower, you know how that saying is, you can hold somebody's hand to hell, or you can, if somebody jump off a bridge, you're going to jump off a bridge. Um, or somebody just fell down the rabbit hole and you're hopping right on in there after them. So I take those and look at them like in a real life scenarios, like in any type of life scenarios. So yeah, the follower thing isn't so much for me. Uh, I mean, I follow God. I let the Holy Spirit lead me. Excuse me. Um, I guess if I was married, I would follow my husband for the simple fact that I know that he would be following God. So, um, but that's probably the only human being on this planet that I would really be like a follower to. Um, Now, subscribing to people, that's a different story. because you can always unsubscribe to somebody, and you can unfollow people too. But why waste time following somebody if they're not worth? I just don't trust mankind for some. It's just not. People are so corruptible, like spiritually, physically, emotionally, psychologically. They could corrupt themselves. You know what I'm saying? I trust God more than I trust myself. And I trust myself, but I trust God. The reason why I trust myself is because I trust God. But just trust myself without God, no, 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 that just don't make any sense whatsoever. Um, and I know me, you know what I'm saying? But God knows me better. He created me. He knows me the ins, outs, everything. History is his story. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. Um, what else? I wait on my noodles to finish getting done. Um, um, I know people talk a lot about fear, and um, it's just I mean, I guess maybe when I was young understood why people fear stuff, but I got to the age now that, like, my heart's done stopped. I stopped breathing. I've died in different types of ways, more so in the hospital or at home from complications, hemorrhaging to death, done turned purple, died in the hospital several times. A lot of near death experiences, and they had to bring me back. And it's been even since I was little that this has happened. But fear of death isn't one an issue for me. Uh, Fear of pretty much anything is not an issue for me because all those things that people normally be afraid of, I've experienced those things: loss, rejection, failure, shame, all those things that I've been through, all of it. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take much for me to learn something. I've always been like a sponge, so I learn things really quickly. And I'm not a big person on making the same mistakes over. And in learning from those mistakes, I also learned to be fearless, that the different things in life that you get scared of, or even that you make a mistake on, that you might made a mistake out of fear and not knowing it. You know what I'm saying? But I recognize fear. And me, what I started doing is, instead of running away from it, I would run towards it. Whatever scared me, I'm going towards it. I'm going straight for it because I'm fixing to kick this in a butt. This is not going to beat me. I'm going to beat it. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if you fail at something. As long as you tried and you fought that fear, you won. Okay? Regardless. So, what you did is you kicked fear in the balls and you just kept on going. And that's good. That's a win. You know what I'm saying? Some people think that um, because you failed, you lost, or something like that. No, you lost if you haven't tried. You lost if you stop. If you don't keep going. You lost if you um, and mentally, if you think that you've already lost, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think in your head, oh no, I think, at least think that I think I can. If you don't believe that you can do it, at least you're halfway there. If you think that you can, it just starts with a thought, and then belief, and then knowing. You know what I'm saying? Faith, hope, all them things. So, and that's one thing with me. I hope, always have hope. Hope never dies. Um, and I always see, like, maybe that's probably a downfall. Um, an issue with me is seeing the best, the beauty in everything and everyone and in every situation, whether I like the situation or not, or somebody does or not. You got to find something good, something positive, even if it's not beautiful or not pretty, but it's positive, and that's a learning experience. That's a stepping stone, and all them stones that you build up can eventually build something. So you're basically laying your foundation for life. So as long as you're living and you're building and you're collecting these stones, you're laying your own foundation, you're building on it. You know what I'm saying? It might not look like much, but the beginning of anything don't look like much. You know what I'm saying? Until it's done. And then by the time you're done, you got a masterpiece. Just like I did with my artwork or with writing. It's like your imagination can just run wild and just take you anywhere. So, I mean, and your imagination is in your mind. So if you think it, that's just the start. You know what I'm saying? And you can build on it, just getting past one thing after another, after another, after another. And that's another reason I don't look like what I've been through, because I see things in a different way. Instead of me feeling sorry for myself, like, oh, okay, so I'm not a very emotional person, but yeah, there's times that I feel sad or um, and then the times that I felt lonely or something like that, then I just remember the Most High. I got the Most High with me everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? My holy family, my angelic family, always with me. Holy Spirit, always in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a constant reminder. So it's the anything positive. I mean, anything negative, you can find something positive in it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's also character building. You know what I'm saying? It helps build your character, and it also helps you be able to set boundaries and know your strengths and your weaknesses, and then you'll be able to deal with things a lot more effectively as well. um just like, for instance, YouTube, social media. Common sense is, I already know that evil has taken over the airways, uses the airways, because they can't read our minds, so they have to get us to say stuff or do say stuff or do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they can get information and use that information, process information. And the other way they do it is, because they can't read our minds, is use what information they have on you to manipulate you to do something, or anything like you're doing it, but they're in control. They're psychologically having you do it. I forgot, brainwashing you. Um, so this is not conspiracy theory. This is life. This has been going on since way, I don't know how long, but it's, you know what I'm saying? It's been going on for a long time. So it's gaslighting, manipulation, brainwashing, um, whatever you want to call it. It is, or all of the above. But you just got to, I'm not going to say mentally be strong, because weaknesses are your strengths, whether you believe it or not. Um, and your strengths can become your weaknesses, especially with pride or vanity or ego. You know what I'm saying? So those are things to watch out for. So it's good to stay humble at all times too, and with all your thoughts, your decisions, everything that you want to do, everything that you do when you accomplish stuff. It's always good to stay humble, so that way you will stay centered and you won't lose yourself in your surroundings or your emotions or your or what, whoever's around you, the influence or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then Yeah, that's all I could think of right now. I know there's more, but there's something to tell me. I can't say too much more. But I hope that you guys learned something. Oh, what I was saying is, yeah, the social media thing. So everything's not for everybody. I can stand up in front of thousands of people and talk, like they can ask questions. I can answer them all day long for hours at a time. I used to do that when I was younger, and go travel. People send me tickets. I'll go travel and go to their presentations and stuff like that, and then spend a day or spend nights sometimes, and go from presentation to presentation, learning different things. To the point where I was actually asked to give my presentations and stuff like that off of things that I've learned and how other people influence my life and things on my life, period, personal things. You know what I'm saying? So um that's much more easier because I like dealing with people, not machines, not doing this right here because I look like I'm just talking to myself. I might as well have a mirror sitting here talking to myself on a mirror. You know what I'm saying? um I'm really more shy in person, but kind of getting out of that as long as I know that there's actual subject to be talking about, that's beneficial, helpful, inspiring, motivational, or educational in some type of way, learning in any type of way. I'm all for it. Or anything that's going to help somebody or even helping myself, because it's a two-way street. Things that I don't like one-way streets whatsoever, because anybody you interact with or you meet in life, there is a reason and a purpose for that. And it's for either for I mean it's either for you to benefit, them to benefit, or both to benefit. But I believe that it's for both to benefit because always learn something new. You don't know everything about the next person. I don't care if you grew up with them. I don't care if that's your mom, your dad, your brother, sister. You're not going to know everything about their life because they're not going to remember everything about their life. But as time go by, different things come up, memories come up and you can share, you know what I'm saying? So there's always something to learn. And that's just facts. That's just life. Um, but I think my noodles should be ready for me to eat. I think that's about it. And all I could say is to never give up. Um, keep going. Don't let anything life break you or anything break you. And if you're broken, there's nothing God can't fix. Trust and believe that. And He uses those that are broken. But have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys whenever I do another video. Let's see what